West.
And he's ready to take on sheriff's deputies or anybody else who stands in his way.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. It's Lavender here, and today I am back with another true crime case. Today I am doing the true crime case of Marvin Heemeyer's revenge rampage with bulldozers, aka the Killdozer, against the Cows Pigs, and that true crime story. So let's get started into this video. When a working class man was pushed too far and what he did about it. So this true crime case was featured in a number of media and TV shows and other things, including it was featured in a segment in the Destroyed in Seconds documentary on Discovery Channel. It was featured in Leviathan 2014 film, a Russian film that was inspired by the story. It was featured in the Tread documentary film, a 2020 documentary film based on the rampage of Mark Heemeyer's rampage. And then last but not least, I know that it was featured in Killdozer, a song by an Australian musician, Kim Dracula, that was inspired by this case. So without further ado, let's get into the story. So yeah, so Marvin Heemeyer fight with the city had begun 3 years before his Killdozer rampage. Marvin Heemeyer was born on October 28, 1951 in South Dakota and lived in Grand Lake, Colorado. Heemeyer owned a small welding shop in town where he made his living repairing mufflers. He purchased the land on which his shop was built in 1992 and over the years had agreed to sell the land to a concrete company to build a plant. The negotiations hadn't been easy. In 2001, the city approved construction of a concrete plant, zoning the land next to Heemeyer's for the use of the concrete plant. Heemeyer was furious as he'd used this land for the past 9 years as a shortcut between his home and his muffler shop. He petitioned the city to have the property rezoned to prevent the construction of the plant, claiming that the construction of the plant blocked the access to his shop. The customers couldn't get to his shop, but he was rejected. He was fined $2,500 by the city council and a city corrupt judge for various violations, including not being hooked up to the sewer line. He had initially been unable to connect the new sewer line as the line ran 60 feet, 18 meters away from his property, and the city expected him to pay the nearly $80,000 cost of laying the conduit. So in early 2003, Marvin Heemeyer decided he had enough of all this bullshit. He actually went as far as to buy a bulldozer, aka the Killdozer, to pave and build a new road that would allow customer access to his muffler shop, but the city council declined to approve his plan, and he was fined again. Now, however, the bulldozer would now serve a different purpose, a new purpose, as his weapon of mass destruction against the city, the Killdozer. Marvin Heemeyer sent the city a $2,500 check to cover the fines with the word cowards written in the memo line. The motivation into this attack in his own writing and words were, in addition to the writings that he left on the wall of his shed, Heemeyer recorded 3 audio tapes explaining his motivation for the attack. Investigators later found Heemeyer's handwriting list of targets. According to the police, it targeted buildings he destroyed, the names of various people who had sided against him in the past disputes as well. Notes by investigators after the incident indicated that the primary motivation for the Killdozer rampage was his plan to stop the concrete plant from being built near his shop. These notes indicate that he held grudges against the people over the zoning approval. I was always willing to be a reasonable person until I had to be unreasonable, he wrote. Sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. He began outfitting his bulldozer with armored plates, covering the cabin, engine, and parts of the tracks. The armor he did create himself. He was an accomplished welder. He used concrete mix and over 3 inches of steel, making the bulldozer practically impenetrable. When the police tried using guns and shooting it at the bulldozer, it failed, and the rampage continued on. A video camera was mounted on the exterior for visibility so you can see what's going on the outside. And it was also covered by 3-inch bulletproof plastic. Inside the makeshift cockpit were 2 monitors on which Heemeyer could observe his destruction within the cockpit. There were also fans and air conditioning to keep him cool while he rampaged on the town. Last but not least, he outed the bulldozer with a 50 caliber rifle, a .308 semi-automatic gun, and a .22 long rifle, according to authorities. Once he sealed himself inside, it would be impossible to get out, although he had no intentions of, the police think he had no intentions of getting out to begin with. His killdozer was finished, and on June 4th, 2004, he sealed himself inside the killdozer cockpit and went on the rampage on the town. He drove the machine out of a shop through the wall of his building, then plowed through the police department, the concrete plant, the town hall, a newspaper's office, a former corrupt judge's home, a hardware store, and other places that had wronged him, and he thought that was corrupted. Every business or home that had been bulldozed had some type of connection to Heemeyer himself and his grudge against the corruption and the whole corruption as a whole in the city. For over 2 hours and 7 minutes, Heemeyer and his killdozer rampaged through the city, damaging 13 buildings and knocking out gas services to City Hall. As he attempted to bulldoze a Gamble's hardware store, he got the killdozer stuck, and he ended up committing suicide inside the cockpit with a gunshot wound to the head. In the cockpit, the cost of his damage to the city's destruction was around $7 million in property damages. If you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you next video.